Okay, we are back, everyone, on YouTube. So we just finished up the episode Jaloja.
Jaloja!
The great release.
I
So,
love I love that episode.
but yeah, I mean, it makes you wonder how soon do they start planning their Jalojas and everything like that? Do they start when they're like,
Well,
taupe?
as I said before, there's three Mocklin on that ship, so they would have to go to three different locations every year,
Mm-hmm.
um, at the same time, which is I feel like it would probably distract them from their normal voyages at times.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's crazy that they've got three Mocklins. But I'm wondering now, that makes me wonder, because we don't see it, but it makes you wonder, do the females have to schedule their Jalos kind of things like that once a year as well? So
I'm gonna assume yes.
yeah,
Um, but like, remember, there's not a lot of females,
that's
so
true.
they could actually like create their own thing where like they could just pee whenever they want. I
Mhm.
guess you know what I mean.
That's true. That's a good possibility too. That's a good possibility.
It's possible, or
I'm
maybe like more than one occasion, maybe like once every 3 months,
mm-hmm.
and
But yeah.
so like it like coincides with like their harvests or something like that. So they like turn it into a festival.
But yeah, I mean, it was not your typical season opener for season two. It was like,
Not at all.
what? What am I looking at?
Love the Dolly
I
Parton
mean,
references.
yeah,
Wonderful.
yeah, and a lot of music in this one. It's as time goes by. That's a good one in that one. So yeah. Okay, so let me check this over some stuff in here about the trivia about it. I'm curious about something. Okay, so wow. So they started filming this in February 2018 and they began filming at 8 a.m. with the working title TBD. And then filming took
That's a cool working title
7 or 8 days. Yes,
for
TBD.
anything though. For anything, like like
Okay.
if I was a director, that would be my title for anything when I'm trying to hide it. Yeah.
Okay, so according to the Wikipedia that I'm reading over, it looks like that there was a sound effect for it, but Seth MacFarlane took that out because he felt like it took away from the story. So I'll let you guys see what I'm looking at.
Okay.
So it says that there was a sound effect for the urinating and all that kind of stuff, but they took it out. So yeah, because during filming, Boris Jalogisian included the sound of him urinating. However, in post-production, MacFarlane unilaterally removed the sound because they felt his humor made the Mocklin species appear silly, which in the long run undercut an intended sense of equal dignity across the species. Okay.
Okay. I mean, I get it. Yeah, no, I
Mm-hmm.
get it. I see what he's trying to do. Okay.
Yeah, I can understand why he would do that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I have no problem with that.
Yep.
I mean, he was trying to make sure he wasn't mocking the Mocklin species while
Correct.
while closely examining one of their most uh, sacred traditions.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's interesting. It says Scott Grimes and Adrienne Kelly and Gordon, that is, they got engaged the day after this
Yes.
episode aired. Huh. Interesting.
Oh, after that episode air. Okay, I know they're married now. Like they're
But
together now.
but I think they divorced have since then too.
They divorced and then they got back together. They're
I'm
back
not
together
sure.
again.
I think they still are, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. Okay, so here's the different titles of what they mean. So in Chinese, they're translated means lovebird party. That makes sense for that one. Why it would be translated that? I could see why it'd be translated to that. Let's see. Huh. In the Hungarian, it translates to current affairs. Okay.
I like that.
Okay, so there's some mistakes in here too, apparently. It says when Ed asks Alex about his phonograph, Alex replies that he had the computer replicated last week. This is probably road confusion from Star Trek's replicators. But okay. They probably were synthesized, but yeah, either way. Um yeah.
Mm, yeah, it says it's not, or yeah, matter
Hmm.
on Orville is not synthesized but replicated via matter synthesis. Jason Alexander behind
Mm-hmm.
Oldix is famous for his love for Star Trek.
Yep.
And then they're talking about it was a script error.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So
And it's
I won't get into that. It's just
so yeah, but it's interesting to see these characters and stuff like that because like okay, so it's yeah, Jason Alexander is the bartender Alex, and then Will Sasso is Muska. So okay. Okay.
well, Sasso is part of like Mad TV and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I know Jason Alexander was part of
Yes.
uh the Seinfeld show and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he's
Yeah.
known for a lot of musicals he did, like the Cinderella one, where he played the like valet butler kind of guy. So yeah.
Right.
But yeah, it's not your typical season opener for a season when it starts out. Because I remember when this came out and everything like that, it was like a little bit perplexing because it was like right after Christmas. Because yeah, that's right. Because it aired date the 30th of December 2018, and it was a very weird. That's all I can put it. It was just a very weird season opener. That's all I can put it. It was a very weird. It didn't
Right.
because a lot of season openers was like a lot of action, a lot of drama. This one, we had the action and the drama on a moderate level. It's not intensified. That's the way I can put it.
And there was a lot of things that I especially didn't get because when they started this new Star Trek or whatever,
Mm-hmm,
they
yeah.
they assumed that you would just go with it, but honestly, they never explained it. So that's how I like that kind of bothers me. At least the Orville explains it.
Yes.
You know,
Exactly. But yeah, the comics are good. The episode, I'm glad that we follow the comics because I'm glad you suggested that to me. So thank you, Jack, because it
I'm
was
glad I
helpful.
suggested it too because I haven't even gone through all the comics, so um,
So it went perfectly because now we know, okay, we're going to see Talea, but how soon are we going to see Talea and everything like that? So
right.
we don't know who this new cartographer is. I mean, obviously we do know who it is, but when we first see this, I'm like, who is she? 'Cause she's actually kind of cute and everything like that. Because I remember commenting, thinking, well, is she going to be a love interest for Gordon? And then you see her like, nope, I'm not into you. I'm into Ed. I'm like,
Right, because they make a big deal about Gordon being into her, but then when when it's time for him to make his move, he chickens out.
he's
So
like,
like,
nope.
yeah, so that's not going to happen. So
Mm-hmm.
suddenly you're like him and Ed, like, or Ed and
Right.
but then like you realize
Exactly.
that she's that's not going to happen afterwards because she's a spy.
Exactly. I mean, she's the perfect spy because when she's in this human mode, you think she's an actual real person. You really do. She feels
Right,
like an actual person, but I think
you
that's
buy into her.
and that's one reason why when we find out that she's not the human that she is, it's like we feel just as betrayed as Ed because he says, well, whoever she is, if she's out there, she was real to me.
Right.
And so, yeah, we can relate to that when he says, what, she was real to me. I don't care what you say. Maybe she was just a figment of my imagination, but I still view her as very, very real.
Right, and that's also kind of a statement that like he's still gonna love her. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
oh yeah, exactly. I mean, a lot of people are saying, well, did they or didn't they? That's like beside the point to me, really. It's just
It
like,
is.
to me, it's just like, they had a huge relationship And obviously he cares about her because you can see that in this opening scenes that he's around her, that he obviously trusts her to when she's saying, well, can I ask our course head? And instead of just telling her to buzz off or that's none of your concern, he just says, yeah, we're going to do this. And she's like, oh, okay. And
Yeah.
there's some kind of chemistry there between the two of them there.
You can tell there's a past between the two.
Mm-hmm. But we don't realize what the past is completely. We can't quite put our fingers on it. Like, there's something about her, but who is she? Where did she come from? It's like, okay, but don't know.
Right, and that's a lot of the mysteries. We don't know, so it's like kind of up to us to make up for that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And whether it's true or not, honestly, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't really matter. I mean, yeah, but yeah, the comics, they go well with it. Like I said, guys, if you get a chance to get the comics, make sure you do. Because like I said, these 1.5 ones basically tie in what happened just before you start in with season.
They're very good comics. They're very good stories.
Yes.
I definitely suggest them.
Yes, I highly, highly recommend it to you guys to check these out. I mean, like I said, I personally interviewed David Cabeza, the one that drew these, and he's an awesome artist. So if you guys get a chance, ever get to check my interview out, check it out, please. I mean, it's not a voice one because he's not very good at English. He's getting better at it, I'm sure. But yeah, it was crazy that, yeah, he actually let me interview him and ask him questions. Let me see if I can show you guys that preview.
And he did very good comics, like, and he was very open with your question. I loved it. It was great.
Mm-hmm. Yes. His work is tremendous because, like I said, the way he did it, he just based it off of the photos only. So, yes. Let's see if I can show you that preview because he was mentioning about the Orville comics fairly recently. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I just saw it. Okay, here it is, the preview. Because it's like another giant bird kind of thing. I was like, what the heck? Yeah, try to see if you can find them, Chloe. I highly recommend if you do it. If you can't get them at your local library, then at least get the digital copies because I highly recommend those. So this is the preview that I saw online for the season 3 with this giant bird kind of thing. And it's talking to Gordon and everything like that. And it's called Artifacts Part 1 of 2. And it looks like it's going to be coming out maybe, according to this, it's looking like it's October. But yeah, this is what it looks like. It's like, what the heck is this thing? It's like almost like a Furby. I don't know how to describe it. It's very weird. Like, what is this thing? Because I don't know. It's not like the ones from the season 1.5 one. It's not like these in here, but yes. It's like, what on earth is this thing? I don't know what it is, but it's like weird.
It looks like, yeah, so we just so we ended. This is the next episode, right? This is the next comic episode.
Yes, and it looks like it's coming out maybe October.
Okay.
So yeah, it's Artifacts Part 1 of 2.
So this is definitely bigger than Penguin.
Yes, bigger than Thaws, and then from episodes 1 and 2 of these.
Yeah.
So yes,
I do like how they're like shaking hands, so they got a deal. I'm curious about what that deal is.
Exactly. So okay, so it looks like it's going to be coming out maybe in October of this year, folks. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, like I said, David does awesome art, and David Goodman does awesome writing for these because he obviously, you can tell he loves to write. but it's a little bit, like I said, the timeline for these is a little strange. Because, like I said, it's like the season it starts at like season 1, then you put in 1.5, then you put in Geologia, and then you keep going until you get to, I think it's like episode 10 or so. And you go to
Right.
digression 1 and 2. 1, then you go to 2, then you finish up the season. And then once you finish season 2, then you can go to these 2.5.
What I love about it is that there's more than just the stories from the show.
Exactly.
Honestly, if they wanted to, even after like the Orville is canceled, they could just keep doing comics until like
Mm-hmm.
they can't do anymore.
Exactly.
I I think that if there's a case where like this may be like the last season of Orville, then I mean I would definitely just be like keep the comics coming.
definitely. And I will tell you guys this straight up. According to David A. Goodman, that I've read it enough to read it and say, he does say that these comic books are canon. So in case you guys are wondering, well, do they fit into the timeline? Yes, they do.
They do. Yep, 100%.
I mean, we saw that one with the 1.5 ones that they definitely fit in before we started season 2. I mean, like I said, that's the best order. The way I'm doing this timeline, I would just tell you straight up, start with season 1, then go with 1.5, then go to Geologia, and then when it's time to go to those episodes, those two-parter ones, which are going to be in the middle of season 2, I will let you know when it's time to go to these 2. And then once you finish up season 2, then you can go to 2.5.
Look at that. She's got all the comics.
I do.
I still need to get the rest of them myself.
Yeah, you need to get this one, and you need to get these 2.
Definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, I got these off of eBay, folks. In case you were wondering, can you actually get physical copies? I got the proof here to show you, yes, you can get the physical copies.
And the comics are they're very close to the series.
They are.
If you followed our stuff tonight, you can tell. The lines that sound like Ed, they sound like Ed. The lines that sound like Gordon, they sound like Gordon. Like they're so good. The lines that sound like Kelly sound like Kelly.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the way they even do the shuttle on the back of this, guys, it's so well done. It's so awesome.
Definitely.
And I'm looking at the one at the back for 2.5, which I know Jack is going to get jealous over, but the way they have this.
Oh, I will. That book will be mine eventually.
I highly recommend you guys check it. Now, I'm still reading these, but there's some stuff in here that behind the scenes stuff. I'm not going to spoil it too much, but there's some behind the scenes stuff in here, which is cool, the way they do sketches.
It's great.
But yes, I mean, they do some awesome work in these guys. I mean, like I said, if you don't get to get actual copies, at least get the digital copies.
I definitely agree with that.
Because I have the digital and the physical, and I highly recommend you guys check it out. Because, like I said, David A. Goodman and David Cabeza and even Michael Attia, I think that's how you say his name, they do superb work with these. I mean,
exactly.
You can tell that these people are huge Orville supporters and fans, that they create well-written stuff and well-drawn, well-colored. Because the colors don't feel like they don't, certain comic books, you see the way they color and it's like, ugh. But yeah, these are well-colored. I mean, the coloring for hair, for hair colors, is well done. I mean, yeah, I highly recommend these. I mean, yeah.
There's no better way to show it than to just show the comic. Like, it's beautiful. The artwork is beautiful. The dialogue works with the show.
The details for the krill and stuff.
I know. I love this shot.
Yes.
It's so wonderful.
Yes. It's awesome, but I highly recommend. Like I said, and these But the way we get introduced to Cassius, because this is where we first get to introduce the Cassius in these, not Cassius or
Yeah,
like
Cassius. It's Cassius, yeah.
Cassius, like Cassius Clay, the real name of Muhammad Ali.
I love how he starts off in the beginning in the comics where he's just like, I'm gonna object to Toba being in school, but then realizing that Toba is actually old enough to be in school now, like in such a quick, you know, manner. So he's just like, okay, my bad.
Like, wait a minute. He's like, no, he's only a couple of months old. And then they say, no, he's actually, yeah, but he's the size of a 7-year-old. It's like, huh? Wait a minute. Wait a minute here.
Right. He's the age of a toddler, but because of Mocklin growth spurts and stuff like that,
Yes.
you
Yeah,
know,
their
he's
anatomy
like,
is different from ours. Yes.
so suddenly they're older than us, and
Hmm.
they're more mature or whatever.
Exactly. So I think Bordis is like maybe between 30 and 40. I'll say that much, I think, in the timeline. So
Right?
if that's the case, then he may be only about maybe late 20s in actual like timeline kind of thing. I think if that's the age
That's
range.
what I'm thinking. Like a lot of the Orville cast, I think, or the
Hmm.
characters and stuff are that way. The bridge characters, yeah, they're at that youth era
Hmm.
where anything can come in, but then they
Exactly.
got but
Exactly.
because they're doctors, they got to like focus on whatever species they're most focused on.
Right. Exactly. I mean, it makes you wonder, like, what's the oldest that they become? Because Havina, when we meet her later on, I think she's like maybe 70-ish, but maybe in real life she's maybe about maybe 50, 60-ish, maybe in the timeline.
Right? And that's
Mm,
what they do. I mean, that's what they do. They
but no, that yeah, no, math's not really my long suit right now, Chloe. I'm not thinking clear,
same.
but yeah, I'm just guesstimating tentatively. Like
Same. Math. I'm terrible at math.
math is
I just know
math,
that.
math is my kryptonite, sadly, folks. But yeah, I mean, but yeah, these are good episodes. I mean, like I said, yeah, we only watched one episode, but the comics, like I said, you check out the comics, please, folks. Make sure you check the comics out. I mean, like I said, you can get by with not reading them. You don't have to read them. We'll happily read them for you. We'll happily read them on you for you guys on screen. I don't mind doing that.
Same thing. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, but let's see. The next thing that's coming up on my channel, guys, is on Thursday night. I'm going to be celebrating 1,100 videos, talking about some serious subjects. That's going to be on Thursday night at 7 p.m. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. That's going to be a very serious episode for me. Also, so you guys know, on August the 1st, Sunday, around 3 p.m., I will be launching my Orville Lounge, which is the message board for all of us Orville fans. So I'll give you guys a little preview for that. So you guys can get ready to start thinking about how you want to do your message boards, all that kind of stuff. Because it's a lot like Gate World was for Stargate and stuff like that, but it's just basically for Orville fans, basically. And don't worry, registration is perfectly free. You don't have to pay for it. So yeah, I will give you a preview. I mean, Chloe knows what I'm talking about, and a couple of people have seen it, but I will let you guys see what it looks like because I can't wait for you guys to start joining in because it's going to be exciting for you guys to see this wonderful new community that we can all join and sign up and talk to each other besides Twitter, Facebook, because Twitter and Facebook and Reddit, all that kind of stuff, they're a little, but yeah, it's going to be exciting launching this. That's the good theory, Chloe, that Mocklins live longer than humans. I can believe that. I really can believe that. Yes. So let me share you guys what the screen is going to look like. That's going to be launching. So start thinking about what kind of message board you want. If you guys want to have ideas for topics, let me know, and we can start maybe adding those in before you join up. This will be launching, like I said, on Sunday around 3 p.m. So yeah, I mean, there's places for rules, there's announcements, news. As you can see, there's a theory zone, research zone, places where we can talk about season 1 and 3, Kalons, Krill, Mocklins, Zelayans, the cast, other projects, because some of us may be thinking, okay, the cast only does certain things, but we don't know what all they do. So I had this idea, let's put that in there too. What other things that the production people have done. Talks about the Orville comics in here. There's also a humor thread, which I think you guys will like a lot, which is a lot of fun. Because this one's a really lot of fun to share. Because this one, I think everybody knows this particular of our favorite Kalon. Yes, it's definitely a lot more organized. That's for sure. Yes, Chloe, it is. But yep, you guys get to see fun pictures like this one of Isaac. You can share fun pictures like this one on there. Yeah, this one's a lot more organized for sure. But like I said, registration is completely free for this. I mean, it's going to be called the AVP's Orville Lounge, and basically it's completely free. All you have to do is just basically just register. We will open up registration on Sunday at 3 p.m. and we'll be promoting it throughout the day from there. But yeah, you guys are free to welcome and join us. And if you think you may want to be on the staff, let me know, and we'll take in consideration everything like that. But yeah, and we will reach out to the cast and crew for this as well, see if they're available. But it's all based on their availability. I can't say that they will automatically sign up. I can't say that, but it's all in one place. So yeah. Yes, Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. So yeah. I think that's basically it. Anything else that we need to know about? You're headed with you, Jack, or is that it for you?
No, that's about it.
All right, folks. Well, I thank you all for coming out, for watching Jaloja and reading the comics with us about the word of Avis to find out, yeah, Talea is still around, and why she's still around. Is she really up to something? We don't know. We don't know for sure. But yeah, it's going to be fun launching these Orville message boards. I hope you guys enjoy them. Like I said, I will be talking more about those a little bit on Thursday night. But yeah, I think that's basically everything. So thank you, everybody who's been here since we've been watching this. Chloe, Mercer Create, Death by Saber, who was here earlier. Let's see who else was in here. I think that's everything. Yeah, I think that was everybody here. So thank you, Jack. Oh, yeah, and Jim Henry. So thank you, Jack, for being my co-host tonight. I appreciate that. But you guys have been so awesome. And you guys have a good night. And take care of yourselves and stay safe and everything. The time on Thursday will be at 7 p.m. I will be starting at 7 p.m. So yeah, it's going to be a very serious topic. But yeah, we're celebrating 1,100 videos. All right, guys. But yeah, it'll be 7 p.m. Eastern. So we'll get started. And like I said, it's not going to be as lighthearted as this one. It's going to be very serious. So get ready for a very serious night. So you guys have a good night. And we will see you guys later. Good night.